Core. Wonderful. Okay. So yeah, just take a few seconds to kind of settle. I'm personally sitting on my trusty bolster, but if you have like a pillow or as it's conveniently right here, if you have a block, you can do that too. And just find a spot that you know you'll feel comfortable. Even if it's just like sitting up on your knees is always good too. Whatever works for you. And whenever you get to that spot, just take some nice deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Allow yourself to just come into this moment and leave the day thus far behind you. That's kind of the beauty of the present, is that that's truly the only thing that exists that is tangible, is right here, right now. And the fact that you ladies are here and those who will eventually be watching this are choosing to be into themselves and relaxing in the present is wonderful. As I mentioned to Danielle, I decided to light my candle for tonight. And I hope that you can smell the peppermint and balsam through the screen. And it's funny because I lit the candle a little while ago and I was kind of just sitting here and thinking about tonight's class. And I was thinking about my sweater. I decided to wear my Love Anyway sweater. And that kind of connects to today's theme, which is coming on home. And I like teaching this one from time to time because I think sometimes things can get so hectic and you're burning on all cylinders, literally burning. And you kind of lose track. And it's kind of nice to have those times where you can just remind yourself of what you need and relax for a little bit. Quick little story time here. I found it kind of ironic because I really like this candle actually. It smells nice and it has one of those like wooden wicks that crackles. The person who ended up firing me bought me this candle. I know that seems kind of ironic, right? Like usually when somebody does something mean to you, you kind of just throw it all out. Actually, I found the Christmas card that went with this and I like shoved it to the bottom of the box I was putting it in. But anyway, it's also a good reminder, even though that this is a good candle, to just love anyway. Just love anyway. And that also includes yourself. At this point, your whole body, hopefully, is feeling nice and relaxed. The tension in your face, and your neck and shoulders are released. And you're just paying attention to the sound of my voice and breath. At this point, usually in through the nose, out through the nose is pretty solid. So take a moment to visualize what an ideal day looks like for you. As we practice throughout this evening about coming home to ourselves, it's a great opportunity to kind of think about, what do I actually like? Or, what is my ideal day? And kind of do some self-exploration and connecting back to what you enjoy. For me, an ideal day would probably involve a nice summery day where it's hot, but it's like not too hot. And Sean's making me breakfast. And I work out, not because I need to be a certain size, but because I love moving my body. And then probably go get lunch, mask free, crazy. And then probably go to the park or the beach or the zoo. Really love the zoo. And then have a nice night. Maybe dance, either in our kitchen or at a cute little bar. Whatever you're imagining, whatever joy it's bringing you, imagine that it's like the sun. It's a warm yellow light. And allow that small yellow light to grow bigger and bigger until all of a sudden you feel so full of light and love that it's just like bursting at the seams. And if that's too much for you, if that's too woo-woo-y, that's fine. Take a second here to do a little bit of a body scan. So start at the top of your head and scan down your body and just checking how it feels. Or have a fun yellow light of joy through your body, whichever one resonates with you more tonight. And also, if you're like me who can't be in a cross-legged position for a very long time, feel free to stretch your legs. As you wrap up, doing a nice check-in with your body, or allowing the light orb, the light to flow through your body. Take a few seconds to come back to the breath. And see if you're able to focus on the breath. And if there's thoughts that come, just let them leave and come and go. Imagine it's like a highway where you're seeing cars go by and you're not following any of the cars or having them or trying to stop them. Just let them flow. As we start to open our eyes and kind of come to take a few moments just to kind of notice how you feel right now. And I hope that resonates and comes through and follows you through the rest of the class. So we're going to just move anything that is flammable or you're going to knock. As well, we'll do some nice side stretches. So we're just going to make sure we have a nice straight back. And then we're going to bring our hands all the way up to the sky. And exhale, bring it down. Bring your left hand down to the ground. As we inhale, bring the right arm up. Nice side body stretch. And as we exhale, we're going to bring the right hand all the way down and bring the left arm up. No rush though. And come back to center. Do a few shoulder rolls, nice and slow. It's kind of fun when you do a little bit slower because you can really feel the cracks in your shoulders. And sometimes you can feel the chest stretching too. Don't forget to breathe. And go the other way. And whenever you're ready, you can maybe bring the left ear to the left shoulder. And just close your eyes. Let the shoulders drop. And just breathe. See if you can keep releasing the tension in your face, in your jaw, even though your neck is being really stretched out. See if you can release. As we bring the head back to center, we'll bring the right ear over to the right side. And just breathe. As we bring the head back up to center, we're going to take the left hand, bring it onto the right knee. We're going to take the right hand behind us, but super gentle stretch. Just slowly come over. Imagine we're a gang of sloths tonight. We're just taking our time. I always like to imagine the scene in Zootopia where you're at the DMV and it's run by sloths, and it's the part that gets me is the when he's stamping, but it's like forever. the sloth to stamp the paper. Think of that. As we move through, throughout the rest of the practice, see if every movement you take can be intentional. As we switch over to twist onto the right side, see if you can just mindfully move. Just imagine how you feel as you transition with your right hand on your left knee and your left hand to the back. Notice if any parts of your body have tensed up. For me, my right leg tensed up, so I really just had to let that release. And feel free to release and come back to center. We're just going to do a bit more of the shoulders. We're going to take the hands, intertwine them in the back, and just do super soft little stretch. I think I'm always moving forward, always going to emphasize like shoulders and neck because of, more of our tech kind of world. And as we release, we'll bring the hands to the front and we're going to intertwine them in the front and push your hands farther away from you as you bring your head, your chin to your chest and get a nice stretch in the front. Also see if you can straighten out your back a little bit here. And release. All right. Let's go on to our hands and knees and do a little bit of some super chill cat-cow. And then we'll get to some restorative poses. So make sure to have your blankets and your pillows nearby. As always, make sure that your knees are parallel with your hands and you have equal distribution of weight. And tuck in the toes. Actually, you can either have your toes tucked or you can have them untucked. That's totally fine either way. I was taught to always tuck your toes. So from here, we're going to drop the belly, bring up the head, inhale. And as slow as you can, bring round the spine, tuck the chin to your chest and exhale. Slowly come back up to inhale. And exhale. Feel free to go at your own pace. Though whichever pace you go at, maybe try to even close your eyes and just see, and just try to feel how your body goes through this. Because we practice this one every single time we meet, with me at least. And it's so easy to get caught up in, okay, I know how to do this. It's kind of nice in this moment to just feel how the body moves and how it flows. And just taking a second to even just give your body a quick blessing of the fact that you're able to do this right now. Feel free to also come off the rails a little bit, but see if you can do it nice and slowly. There's no rush. And see if you can be consistent in connecting the movement to the breath. And just let your body move where it wants to go. See if you can let go of control while we're in this safe space together. And also always feel free, if this is too much on your knees, feel free to bring your blanket underneath to pad them up a little bit. But we won't stay here too much longer. Feel free to keep going if you need a little bit more movement, but if you're already at a point where it's a little much, feel free to kind of come off your hands and just do like some quick wrist rotations. And then I also like when you're in this tabletop to point your fingers towards your knees. But be careful. Make sure you don't exert too much. All right, and so from here we're going to do a restorative version of child's pose. So whichever one feels better, you can definitely bring the knees together. Like there's two versions, right? You can either just have the knees together and be down like this, or the one that we usually practice is the knees wide as your mat, the feet together, and come on down. But whichever one feels better, we can certainly use your pillow, the same version. So with your knees together, the pillow, you can either bring the pillow on top of your knees, so you can kind of just like go like that, or you can have it at your head, so you can kind of bring your head like that. This is for knees together. And then if you have your knees as wide as your mat, you can still kind of have it like this if you like, so that you're really bringing your chest onward. Or you can actually, what I'm going to personally do is bring it in between my legs. And so you can even break your, if you want, you can even break your feet a little bit so that it's almost like you're sitting in the middle of it. And then if you're doing that, you can also bring a block if you have one. If not, that's totally fine to bring your head onto as well. And feel free to also bring a blanket too, if you want the blanket to maybe pad your knees, or maybe you just like want to be and just like hide. That also works too. This is actually kind of fun to kind of bring the blanket over your head, because then you really block out any light. Ooh. Actually, I thought I was going to do it in between the knees. The knees together feels better for me today. So feel free to also adjust wherever you're at. If, you thought, oh, this is the kind of restorative I'm going to do, and it doesn't feel right, feel free to change it. But wherever you're at, allow yourself to deeply relax in that pose and take some nice deep breaths. Allow the body to settle and connect back down to the earth. Now here's another fun question for you. What's your favorite outfit? Like, what's something that you wear and you feel incredible? Like you are $1,000,000. Usually for me, it's a really nice dress. But actually recently I bought a really nice romper that I feel really pretty in. But I also really enjoy the athleisure life with tights and a cute sweater like I am right now. What's your favorite outfit? I recognize it might be kind of superficial question. But there is merit to the idea that if you feel good, you often can feel good in other places too. Like if your outside feels good, sometimes it tricks the mind to feel good on the inside. And vice versa, if you feel really good on the inside, you might be like, yes, I'm going to wear that. Because I know that regardless of how my body looks in this moment, I am beautiful. Take some extra moments here. Maybe wiggle the toes and open the eyes. Take some extra nice deep breaths. Whenever you're ready, we're gonna have our feet, regardless if our knees are open or closed, and we're gonna come up onto our hands. Take a nice smile. Yeah, so regardless if your knees are together or apart, it might be easier if your feet are apart. But we're gonna do a quick twist and then we're gonna go onto our backs. So we're gonna bring the left hand in the middle and we're gonna slowly bring the right hand to the top. Bring it back down. We're going to switch with the right hand in the middle. We're going to slowly bring the left hand up. Right back down. Perfect. So we're going to bring the knees together. We're going to come sit. We're going to extend the legs out. Maybe wiggle the toes a little bit. And so for this one, we're going to do the classic, one stretch here, and then stretch like that. But we're going to do a little bit more restorative. So usually that means bringing your pillow on top so you can have that extra space between you and your legs if you can't reach that. But also feel free to grab a block for your head if this is too much, like if your pillow is too much, you can't find use your block. Or feel free to even grab your blanket, maybe roll it up if you want, whatever works for you. So we're going to bring the left foot in and the right leg out. And make sure to get your sit bones nice into the ground. We're going to bring your arms up. And as we lean over, grab your blankets, grab your blocks, your pillows, and just rest. And reminder that this is not these restorative poses are not like, ooh, let's see how much deeper I can stretch. Like right now, I am using a lot of padding But the key is to just be able to stay here for long periods, right? While we're here, take a few moments to think about something that happened in your life that you're really proud of. Like, what did you do that you're so proud of yourself for? And if you're able to take the pride that you feel as you reimagine that moment and let it just flow through you like a warm hug. Oftentimes we only focus on the negatives and what we've done wrong. We don't take time to think about all the awesome things we've done. And just before our legs start to fall asleep, feel free to, whenever you're ready, to extend the left leg out and transfer what was on your right leg over to your left. And bring your right foot inward. Take a few moments. I'll put this down here. Bring your arms up. Nice big stretch, nice tall back, and fold over. And again, check how it feels on this side. For me, my right leg doesn't go quite as far down to the ground as the left does. So if you're in the same boat, feel free to put some padding into that right leg. And allow yourself to rest. We're going to do a breathing affirmation here where pick a word that describes you. Like, are you strong? Are you kind? Are you loving? Or do you embody love? And as we're bent over and our eyes are closed and we're breathing, see if, as you breathe in, you can either say to yourself quietly or think, I am. And whatever your word is, think of that as you breathe out. So I am kind. Hey, you don't have to say the same word over and over again. You can actually pick, different words. See which ones feel good. You might even get like a physical response, like you might feel more calmer after a specific word. Just notice how it feels. If nothing else, it's a reminder to yourself about how wonderful or brave or funny or loving or kind you are. Take a few moments to maybe wiggle the toes and take some deeper breaths to open the eyes. And whenever you're ready, we're going to slowly release that right leg and we're going to transition to a full body stretch. All right. Nice big stretch to the skies and fold over again. And again, notice how this one feels. Notice what you need and what you need to leave behind. See if you can keep bringing the shoulders down. take a few moments to take some nice deep breaths, wiggle the toes, open the eyes. And from here, we're going to transition into our last pose, into Shavasana. So feel free to grab your pillow, grab your blanket. Maybe have 2 pillows. Maybe have a pillow for your head and a pillow for under your knees. Or maybe just have the one for either spot. Or maybe you have a block for your head. Even maybe having the pillow on top of you so you have some extra pressure. Just, yeah, take a few moments to kind of experiment. Like, what would make you feel most peaceful? So for me, I'm gonna do the pillow underneath my knees because this is so calming for me. And take your time. Allow yourself to fall. I'm gonna take my blanket on top of me. This pose always reminds me though I need to buy like a sandbag for myself because I can't remember the last time I have been so relaxed since having sandbags on me during Shavasana. As we take these last few moments, take note of how you felt today. And how you feel right now. Allow the body to rest. And for funsies, let's do an exercise, a shutting off exercise. So let the hands fall where they may, the feet fall where they may. This. So we'll start at the toes. We're going to feel the toe, the individual toes, the foot, the ball, the heel, the ankle. And then we're just going to shut them down for a moment. For this exercise, as a side note, I always like to imagine that there's like little people in my body, and when I say to shut part of a body part down, I think of like them taking like a big handle and just going whoosh, just physically just like turning off. We'll crawl up to the lower half of the leg, and the muscle, and the bone. And shut down. Travel up to the knee, and the upper thigh. All of that muscle and strength and bone and push. Shut it down. We'll get to the pelvic region and the butt, and just shutting it down. Travel up to the belly, diaphragm, the middle of the back, and just shutting it down. We'll travel up to the lungs and the chest, and the top of the
back, all the way up to the shoulders, and just let it shut down for a moment. And travel past the shoulders, down to the upper half of the arms, those biceps, triceps, and muscle. Bone, we're just going to shut that down for a bit. And travel to the elbows, the lower half of the arm, all the way to the hands and fingers, so they can shut down. And by this point, your neck down should be feeling like it's quiet and peaceful. And crawl up towards the neck, and the chin and the jaw, and the mouth and the nose, and just letting it shut down for a bit. And think about the eyes and the eyebrows, the ears, the forehead, the skull and the hair. Just let it shut down for a bit. Hi everyone. Hello. Take a few moments to wiggle the toes, wiggle the fingers, and I encourage you to roll over onto your right side if you need, and go into a fetal position for a few moments. And whenever you are ready, no rush, feel free to come back to seated position with me. I dig it, ladies. I'm enjoying you. Sometimes life is busy. Heck, life is always busy. But if one thing actually social media has taught me, I don't know if you follow her. Her name's Nabella, and she talks about pockets of peace. And I think in this idea of coming home to oneself and coming home to what is true to you and what's true to your values and what you feel most at home at, I encourage this idea of pockets of peace. And this is definitely a really big pocket of peace. This is almost an hour of slow movement and lots of breathing. But I hope that this pocket of peace gave you some peace and gave you a little bit of rest and recovery, so that in the next coming days ahead, now that a lot of the news and lots of things are going to be about coming back to spring, coming back to doing things and being outside and exercising and all the stuff, that you're able to feel more grounded and to feel more ready for all those things ahead because of the recovery and of the peace that you bring to your life now. Because you need both. You can't just be running on all cylinders all the time and expect to be superhero. You need the rest too. Like, I pretty much almost fell asleep just now because I needed it more than I realized. So as I get out of my little cozy blanket, bring the hands together. I'll bring thumbs to the third eye, and we'll take a moment here and send positive thoughts and love and joy to the people who need it most in your life. Take a few moments to think about who you want to bless with your peace and your joy. And as I like to say to random people who help me, I hope that they find $5 in their pocket. And as I bow my head to you and to everyone in the world, I whisper namaste.